What's up, family? Food for thought. We're going to be in James chapter 1 real quick. James chapter 1. And it says, James, a bondservant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. That's us. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. And if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. How does one count it joy when you're going through problems? How does one count it all joy? How do you see light at the end of the tunnel when you're going through trials? Let's read further. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing, that's knowledge, knowing, he's trying to put something in your brain, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. So these trials are there for a reason. These trials are there for a reason. These trials are a test. Now, we've been in school. A test is supposed to show what you have learned. A test sometimes can determine whether or not you will move forward or not. A test, right, can build, can further a person along in life or hold a person back depending on how they do on the test. It says, knowing, this is the knowledge, that the testing of your faith produces patience, right? Patience must be highly important, that God will allow you to go through trials in order to produce it. Okay? Patience has to be produced through tests, which tests are in the form of trials. So when you're going through problems, when you're going through issues, don't automatically just get so frustrated and get so down and get so depressed. Look up and say, Father, what is it that you want me to learn from this? What area of patience do I need? Do I need patience in the sense of, as soon as my finances get a little shaky, I'm jumping the gun, I'm scrambling, I'm worrying, I'm trying to see who I can borrow from, what I can cut this, or maybe I could do something, that I know is a little off. Patience. Or when my relationship just seemed like I'm tired, that's it. I can't wait on this person to change. I can't wait on this person to understand how I'm feeling. I can't. Patience. My body, it ain't transforming fast enough. I need to hurry up and go get this and get that. Patience. I've been reading and studying and I just ain't getting it. You know what? I think I'm gonna put this Bible down. Patience. You fall in these various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Especially when you have a health condition. There's so many unknowns right? Especially when you have health conditions, health issues, you're waiting to see what your body says, all honesty. Even when you go to the doctors have the time of waiting to see what your body says. Well, God is the one who is ultimately in control of your body. Okay? But let patience have perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Perfect and complete. Perfect and complete almost go hand in hand. Perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Right? So when you look at it, these trials, this is how we count it all joy, because of the end result. I will be complete because of these trials, as long as I pass these tests. We're test takers. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just say we through the faith we're test passers. All right, that's what we want to be, test passers. These tests, you can't look on somebody else's sheet though, right? We're test takers. The Father is the test giver. So we don't get to determine what type of test we're going to get. That's his lane. That's his job. Our job is to know when we fall into these trials that they're tests and they're there for a reason, to produce patience for what? Here go the joy part. So that we may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So you got to think, why is that joyful? What is the big deal? The big deal is, look at your life. What do you feel you lack all the time, right? Where's your insecurities? What are you scared to let go of? What are you scared to let God? What room of your house of life are you scared to let God in? All right? Because make no mistake, whatever you hold dear to over God is what you will take the mark of the beast for. Remember that. Whatever you hold over God is what you will take the mark of the beast for. But that's a side note. We'll touch on that another night. All right? It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Wow. How many of us would love our children to just be complete? How many of us would love our spouses to be complete? How many of us would love for ourselves to be complete, lacking nothing? Because in this wicked society, we're like hamsters on a wheel, constantly chasing. They're dangling a piece of cheese in front of us. If you get this amount of money, you'll be good. If you get this type of body, you'll be good. If you get this type of house, you'll be good. If you get this type of spouse, you'll be good. Nah, that's in this kingdom. We are working on citizenship for the kingdom to come. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Christ came preaching the kingdom. We are working on our new citizenship. So that's where this has to be transformed. That's why he says in verse 3, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. What is that knowing? What is that? That knowing is an assurance, right? In Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's that knowing, right? It's that assurance. It's that trust. All right, that the testing of your faith produces patience. Why? Because we know the one who's giving the test. He's not giving the test for you to put you through for fun and games, right? This ain't for fun and games. It's for a purpose. It's a reason. Everything the Most High does has function. Okay, it's for a purpose. So every trial you look at, all right. Every trial you look at and say, okay, Father, what is it you want me to learn from this? Have I learned from this? How can I grow from this? Because most of the time, the battle is within yourself, right? Most of the time, even when you're encountering people, the battle's in yourself to reveal to you what's in your heart, to reveal you have bitterness, you have anger, you have prejudice, you have hatred, right? You have insecurities, you have fear, you have worry, you have lack of faith. Verse 5 says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. Wisdom. Wisdom is highly important, right? Wisdom is knowledge applied. It's God showing you how to apply his knowledge, right? Wisdom will help you through this life. There's nothing worse than moving through this life unwise, right? That's you. That's when I know that's when we're bumping our heads constantly, not using wisdom. All right. Wisdom says, okay, I made that mistake. I'm not going to do that no more. That's wisdom. Wisdom says, let me do what God says do. Wisdom says, what does God say about this matter? And I'm going to do what he would have me to do, even though my feelings say otherwise. Wisdom, right? Wisdom. In order to exercise wisdom, though, you have to have patience, because wisdom doesn't usually operate instantaneously, right? Wisdom usually takes time to move in wisdom. Okay. We've been groomed in a microwave society. Wisdom don't work like that. All right. Wisdom is patience. Wisdom sits back, looks, and examines the situations and prays on it and sees, well, okay, Father, how you want me to go about that through your spirit. All right. So it says, verse 6, but let him ask in faith with no doubting. Let him ask for wisdom in faith with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven, tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. We must move in faith. Without faith, we become like a man trying to build his house on an ocean. It don't work, right? We become double-minded, unstable in all our ways, double-minded. One day I'm this, the next day I'm that. Early on in the day, I was talking about praise the Most High, praise the Most High. The next day, I'm back carnal. I'm back in the world. I'm back cussing everybody out. I'm back doing what I normally do. Tomorrow, I'm over here, right? But I'm saying I'm doing one thing, but I'm really doing another thing. I'm saying one thing, but I'm doing another. I'm not talking about an internal battle where we battle against our flesh and spirit. I'm talking about the one that has no conviction. It's just like, well, I'm cool, and this is cool. It's okay that I tell people about God, and it's okay that I tell people about the strip club. It's okay that I tell people about God, and it's okay that I tell people about the weed deal I just got. It's okay I tell people about God and that I say I'm living for God, but then it's also okay that I'm doing X, Y, and Z that's in the world. Unstable, double-minded, right? No stability, and no one can have a relationship with someone with no stability. So why do we think the Father wants a relationship with us with no stability? All right. So again, when you run into these trials, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. The Father is testing you because he has something for you. All right. Love you with the love of the Messiah. Shalom.